All right, class. Today I want to, really it should be quite a familiar review with you of combining like terms and solving equations. Now my experience has shown me though that there are any number of you, just percentage-wise, statistically, that are still not confident about solving equations and combining like terms. If that is you, and you know who you are, I need you to contact me privately so that I can work with you on that and give you some extra materials to practice with, because honestly, to combine like terms and solve equations is just a foundational skill. It's, compared to driving, it's like knowing how to hold the wheel and turn the car. I mean, you just cannot do any future math unless you can combine like terms and solve equations. So let me know if you are in that category. All right, first off, I want you to notice that this is not an equation, it's called an expression. It's not an equation because we don't have an equal sign. Equation, equal sign. So we're going to combine like terms, but notice in both cases the 7 is outside the parentheses. So what that means is we're first going to multiply 7 times each of those two terms, 7 times each of those two terms, then add them together. That's called the distributive property. So we're going to go 7 times 1, 7 times negative 2n, 7 times 1 is 7, 7 times negative 2n minus 14n plus 7 times 6n is 42n. 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. All right, so let's put them together. Now, first of all, I'm going to just put a star under here. Numbers that are all alone by themselves are called constants, and they are always like. So I'm going to put together a 7 with a negative 49. You can think of it as 7 plus a negative 49. That's probably a good way to think of it, but you're combining a positive 7 with a negative 49, and when you do, you wind up with a negative 42. Now, these two terms are like because they have the same exponent of number 1. Remember, if you don't see it, it's understood to be the number 1. And that's how you can tell if they're like terms. Do they have the same exponents? So these two do. So a negative 14 combined with a positive 42. Oh, Lordy, I don't subtract too well in my head. I should have got my calculator. Let's do this thing. Call it the 3, that's 8, negative 28. All right, so that's minus 28n. And that would be the combination of these two things. All right, similarly, number 2. We're going to distribute here, 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 here. I'm immediately noticing, though, that this is a minus, so I want to keep that in the back of my head. All right, so negative 4 times 3b is negative 12b. Negative 4 times negative 8 is positive 32. Now we come over here. It is true that says minus, but at this point you want to treat that as a negative 4. So negative 4 times negative 8b is positive 32b. And negative 4 times positive 8 is negative 32. Now let's put together, I'm going to star them again, let's put together the constants. We have a positive 32 combined with a negative 32. What do you get? Well, they zero out. So then all we've got to do now is the negative 12b combined with a positive 32b, and that's going to give us a 20b. I'm always double checking because, like I said, subtraction in my head for whatever reason has never been my strong suit. And I forgot to grab my calculator, but we'll just deal with it. All right, let's go to the next couple problems. All right, 3 and 4. Well, look what we got here. No longer do we have expressions, we have equations. In other words, the left side of that equal sign is equal to the right side. And mathematically, there is some number that we can plug in here and here that when you do the arithmetic, the left side will equal the right side. Now, you've learned probably, I guess, in 7th grade, algebraic skills to move these things around, and that's what I'm going to do right now. But if I can use the distributive property, that's what I always want to do first. Now, I notice here I can distribute negative 8 times 4 and negative 8 times 8x. So let's do that first. So we got 5x minus 32 is negative 8 times 4 is negative 32. Negative 8 times positive 8 is negative 64x. Okie dokie. Now, what I'd like you to see is that and that. They're on opposite sides of the equal sign. So I need to either move this there or move that there. The technique I would like you to use is take the smaller coefficient. Keep in mind this is a negative. 64 is much smaller than a positive 5. And so we're going to move it over by doing the opposite sign. Since this is a minus 64x, we're going to add 64x to both sides. And now we're adding up and down. So 5x plus 64x is 69x. Bring down that minus 32, equal sign, bring down that minus 32. And what happened when you took a negative 64x and combined it with a positive 64x? They zeroed out. So at this point, we're right here. Now, some students still get stuck over, did they get rid of the 69 or the negative 32 first? Well, you always deal with the number that's not next to the variable. This number is always going to be dealt with last. So we get rid of that minus 32 by adding it to both sides. And so we get 69x here. Those zeroed out, bring down the equal sign, and those zeroed out. But keep in mind, 0 is a good number. It's not nothing. It is a number. And since 69 is multiplied by the x, we'll divide both sides by 69. Now, sometimes I go so quick, I want you to understand. 69 divided by 69 is not 0. It's the number 1. And 1 times x is still x. That's what gives us the permission mathematically to do it. And then 0 divided by any number is 0. All right, let's go on to number 4. Again, I see I need to distribute here and here. So 7r minus 7 times negative 4, negative 28, is equal to negative 3r minus 8. All right, again, I want to deal with the variables that are on both sides of the equal sign first. Which is the smaller coefficient, positive 7 or negative 3? Well, hopefully you understand that negative 3 is. So how do I move a negative 3r over to this side? Well, we're going to add 3r to both sides. So 7r plus 3r is 10r. And what do I got here? This should be minus 20. I don't know why I made it so long. All right, so bring down the minus 28 equals negative 3r plus 3r zeroed out, and then we got a minus 8. All right, next step. Save the 10 to last. Add 28 to both sides. So 10R, remember, you could put a 0 there if you wanted. We just typically don't. But 10R plus 0 still is 10R. Negative 28 plus 28 zeros out. Bring down the equal sign. Negative 8 plus 28 is 20. Divide by both sides now by 10 to get rid of it, because 10 over 10 is 1. And 1 times r is r, and 20 divided by 10 is 2. So there is 3 and 4. Alrighty, let's keep rocking and rolling. So 5 and 6, okay, kind of more of the same, a little bit more complicated. On the left side of the equal sign, nothing to do here, but here I can tell I need to distribute, and since 5 times 4 is going to give me a 20, I will need to combine that 20 with that negative 2 on this side before I move on. So let's just keep that in mind. So we rewrite a 3x plus 28 equals negative 2 plus 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 4, positive, is 20. Okay, always combine like terms on the same side of the equal sign. So on the left, we still have that 3x plus 28 equals negative 2 combined with a positive 20 is 18 plus that 5x. All right. Now what do? Well, I want to combine the variables. Since 3x is smaller than 5x, I'm going to move it over. Since it's positive, I can subtract 3x from both sides. All right, so 3x minus 3x is 0. Bring down the 28. Bring down the equal sign. Bring down the 18. And 5x combined with a negative 3x is positive 2x. Okay. I'll save the number next to the variable to last, deal with that positive 18 by subtracting it from both sides. So 28 minus 18 would be 10. Bring down the equal sign. 18 minus 18 zeros out. We're left with 2x. Divide both sides by the number 2, and so you get 5 equals x, or we generally write with the variable on the left side. All right, over to number 6. Now, at this point, if you already know how to do this, just do it on your own. But if not, follow along with me. So we're going to distribute here, here. We're going to distribute here, here, and we'll take it from there. All right, so negative 7 times 5b is negative 35b. Negative 7 times negative 5 is positive 35. Equal sign, negative 7 times negative 3 is 21, positive. Negative 7 times 4b is negative 28b.
Teachers, there are refreshments in the workroom. It's first come, first served. Cake and cookies.
Wow, cake and cookies, and I have to stay here in front of the camera. Oh well, it's okay. So let's, which of these is smaller, negative 35 or negative 28? Well, negative 35 is smaller, so we're going to add 35b to both sides. Negative 35b plus 35b is 0. Bring down that 35, equal side, bring down the 21. And negative 28 combined with a positive 35 is positive 7b. All right, so again, we'll save the 7 till last. Move that 21 over by subtracting it from both sides. So 35 take away 21 is 14. And we'll divide both sides by 7 to get rid of that. And so we have 2 equals 1 times b is b. So in other words, b is the number 2. All right, let's take care of this one. And I think there are 2 more, if I remember right. Whoops, I was wrong. That's it. Well, good deal. Thanks for paying attention. Bye-bye, guys.